Well, hello everyone, welcome to another Lashim Hider. I've spent the night mostly doing two things. Mostly two. And that is, hi there, Talemappe, hi, cheers. I spent the night doing mostly two things. That's first of all chemistry, the fluorescent materials that we've been dealing with last stream as well, and for a video in general. And also, just in general, hold on. Rendering, and rendering some more. There is a lot of animations I've done and I'm yet to do. Hi Drex, hi David, hi Sebas, how Misty. Oh Sebas, you're still here. Exhausted but can't sleep. Don't worry, I'll put you to sleep. I have that ability. I'm gonna start the stream with something, well, just a brief update. But, well, no, over time, over the course of a lifetime, I do get more and more distracted by random things. However, I'm gonna start this stream by, first of all, brightening up my camera. There we go, and then, there we go, so you can see better. I'm gonna start it with this. This is where I got with the fluorescent material. Just to compare it, here is the first batch and the second batch, and then the third batch. Now, here this is open because I don't really have a closing thing for it, so I need to hold it in my hands. However, you can see that the first one is bluish, second one is proper green, and the third one, I have actually achieved yellow. This is proper good yellow. This was really difficult. Genuinely really difficult. This is after 3 batches of boiling and like augmenting. This is okay. So in order to get to this point, in order to get to the yellow color, what I had to do was I had to set up the experiment in a typical fashion, which means, formic acid, urea, citric acid. Boil it away. First batch of boiling gave me nothing. I got nothing from the first batch of boiling. Second batch of boiling gave me a slight brownish color, which I then had to take. I had to centrifuge it. In the meantime, I got some more formic acid in there. Set up to boil again. The centrifuge one was still garbage, so I took it out. Then that gave me yellow, and now I added more formic acid and more urea, and I'm hoping eventually it will make red, although I will have to check up on it every couple of minutes to see if it actually does. Now, all of these, by the way, things right here also will be important to live stream, but that's for later. That's for later. For now, when you have other things to do. UK has different holidays. They sound 21st of July. Oh, I see. How far away are you then? Oh no, still 3 weeks, 2 weeks. That seems counterintuitive. Also, why is my OBS disconnecting? Give me a second. I need to fix that. OBS, stop it. Better? Anyway. I'm working on the video a fair bit. A fair bit indeed. This is the last animation, then 300. And we will have both of these move a bit higher up. And then we'll have the background go a bit darker again. 0.2. There we go. What's this video about anyway? It's my practical video, which means there's gonna be fluorescent stuff, there's gonna be bonnet, mask mechanical part, mask electrical part. Those are the things. So, I'm sorry if I seem a bit distracted, but it's just, I'm trying to think of what to do. Right here, have I rendered this 410? I've rendered up to 410. Well, that's odd considering how Oh yeah, right, because I did the other animation, that makes sense. Visual currently skeletons. Skeleton support. The idea was to control the height. Okay, so right here, what we'll need to do right now is we'll need to focus on skeleton supports. Oh no, wait. Shit. No. No, that's incorrect. In fact, from this point on, it's going to be 420, and then we'll have the planes going to play. So, geometry nodes, white, then emission color, green. Why aren't you glowing? Why are you not glowing? Oh, it's because I've changed the white shader. Shit. Right, that makes sense. You have to be white 1, and then you're gonna be just this. There we go. Geometry, like geometry dash. Come on, Sebas. I know I'm starting with something a bit boring, but the more I work on this, the quicker the video will come, and I really want to finish a video by now. It's been way too long. It's been too long since reference to Living Tombstone. Okay. Aligning this plate will be a lot of work, and it will be quite unnecessary. There we go. Oh, my coffee's hot. Hold on, I need to get some milk. Another thing we'll do today on stream, but probably later, is it's about time that I do finally design the last segment for the mask. That's because there is one segment I've just been missing on it. That I was supposed to design. I haven't done that yet. I need to do it. Let's do this. Let's do this. Why am I starting flashing something this boring? Come on. There we go. That's ridiculous. Whose idea was it to start lashing something this boring? My hands sting from all the formic acid I've been handling. There, render, finished. Wait, no, because the other one's still going. Right, okay, cool. So, medically diagnosed with having insomnia. That's curious and unfortunate. Don't worry, Sebas, I'm gonna keep the Lashim as boring as possible just for you. Gonna put you right to sleep. It will be unbearable. Okay. Where do I go with this actually? I do also want to redesign the mask a bit, ever so slightly. That's because the current mask has a tad of a problem. So hold on, let me turn on SolidWorks and I'll show you. Actually, it has two problems, to be more exact. I'm quite surprised at the speed at which you use Blender, it's mesmerizing. I've spent 5 years of my life at this point, 6, working almost exclusively in Blender. I better be quick. Alright, there we go. So, we have our mask. And there are two things I don't exactly like about it. First of all, well, I suppose a bit of like... Three things. First of all, this plate right here. You can see that the screw holes are actually intersecting with our Raspberry Pi Zero, which is not desired. Second of all, these supports are a bit too thin, and they're actually quite difficult to print for that reason. That is the only problem I have with them. If they were easier to print, I wouldn't have a problem. Third of all, the third and final, at the bottom we don't have a plate, even though it wouldn't be terrible to have one right here. It could be even a bit convenient to have some kind of plate supports, just in case. Yeah, alright. Also, this is a bit small. There's a lot of things we'll need to add right here in this tiny space, and I don't know if we'll be able to fit them, to be completely honest. Because there is a lot. Yeah, it might get a bit cramped. But we'll manage, I'm certain. I hate using Blender, it's confusing. Overwhelming, I would say, is the word, but not confusing. Unless it's confusing because of overwhelming. Sorry for outside noises, by the way, coming in, but whenever I boil anything on my balcony, then I need to leave the door ever so slightly open to let the power cable through. And right now I'm boiling the fluorescent mixture, so that's what's happening. Hope it's not too distracting. Okay, so here's the issue. Basically, when I have a mask, right here, in this little segment, we will need to fit in this 7-segment display, this microphone, this touch button, this LED, the resistor will have to go with the touch button, that's for later, these two buttons, this buzzer, and this OLED screen. I do plan on replacing the other OLED screen. So this is the OLED screen we've been dealing with so far. I'm gonna replace it with this. Simply because this one's a bit thinner and a bit longer, which would make sense because we'll probably mostly use it just to display text. That's what I think it will be convenient for. So, this is an OP slogan. Make it make sense. Don't worry. I'm gonna make it make sense. Because it's all pretty simple. But there are a couple of things. There are so many things for me to do that I'm genuinely getting lost in it and not doing anything. Here's my idea. Okay, here's my idea for what we can do. I can leave this render open in the background, okay? This is gonna just keep on rendering, keep on cooking, and every now and then I'm gonna get a sound effect from Blender that I get when animation finishes rendering. A special plugin that I installed just for that reason. And in the meantime, as that animation is rendering, I can work on this, designing the final segment of this video for the mask, which is this one. And in order to do that, first what we're going to do, don't fall over, that's uncalled for. Can I keep you up with a bottle of acid? There, you're welcome. First what we're going to do is we're going to test the new OLED display. Because previously we've been dealing with the other one, so this time it's time to deal with this one. Okay. So in the remote workspace we have this of EU lot. There we go. In the remote workspace we should have all the files. There we go. And this SSD 1306, I am hoping will also work for this OLED screen. This is a bit of a guesstimate, bit of a Hail Mary, but I'm hoping, and you know what, can't blame me for hope. So, in order to test it out truly, we need, can I give you a bottle of acid? It worked! The mask isn't falling over. Okay, so in order for this to work properly, in the main file we do have the, where is it? This one. Okay. We set up the OLED with pin 9 and pin 8. Pin 9 is the SCL, so that would make... Oh, let me play some music for me, because I'm... Okay. Going to sleep, making streams, waking up, making streams for the time to be alive. Yeah! Exactly. 9 is the clock. 0, 1 ground. 2, 3, 4, 5 ground. 7, 8, 9 right here. Yellow will be the clock. Orange is the SDA. Did I calculate that correctly actually? Because if I fuck it up then that's gonna be really difficult spot. 0, 1, okay. Why did I do 8? Why is it not an even number? Okay. 0, 1, ground. 6, I knew it was 7, 8. I knew it wasn't even a number, there we go. So this, in which case yellow is the clock, orange is the data, which means we do yellow is the clock, orange is the data. Splendid, and then the bottom was the ground. So we just take ground and visas. No background music today. No, I'm sorry, only for me. Unfortunately, I am listening to copyrighted music. Which means I can't replay it on stream. Yellow is ground, green is... There we go. So this should be a correct connection. All of these cables. All of these cables should be the correct connection. Now I need something to hold it up in place. Ideally. Can I just... I don't even need it to be held up in place. I just want you all to see it. There we go. That works. This screen. Now if I go in and if I try... It smells of formic acid. That's bad news. Usually means I've got a leak somewhere. Close this off. Okay. Do you listen to music on Spotify or YouTube? I listen to it on Spotify. Okay. If we go in and if we from machine import pin I2C, ABC, why not? Might as well. And then from SSD 1306 import SSD 1306 I2C. Oh, I just got an error sound. That was from that was from Blender, not from Pico. Let me just render this dude. In that case, mind sharing your playlist. Eggs, I have 100... No, way more. How many, is there a way to check how many playlists you've got on Spotify? I have over 100 playlists. I know that because a couple months ago when I counted them, it was 140 something. And it only went up from there. I have a lot of playlists if you want me to share. Just do a random collection of songs and it will probably end up just being all my playlists. Okay, OLED. Okay, first we need to start the I2C dev, so this. There we go. There we go. And then right here what we need is we need to pick the I2C, the specific resolution. Booking updates of 3,000 songs, but I separate them off based on the mood caper. Come on, amateur. You can't have one big playlist with all the songs because they won't click together. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What if you wanna sing something, but your 3,000 songs playlist all of a sudden starts playing songs with no lyrics? Huh? Honestly, amateurs. Amateurs would. What is the width and height of this screen? Should I eyeball it? I don't think I should eyeball it. 091 OLED. Let's see if that will give us enough information for it to tell us. Yeah. May I has datasheet, please? What is your size? (128 by 32). Simple. 128 by 32. I'm sorry, what do you mean isn't defined? We did import that. That's... How did gay chemicals went? Gay chemicals went great. Why is this not defined? Import it again then. Well, that is just straight up wacky. Oh, because it's imported. I imported. No, wait. I2C. There we go, that's better. That's worse now. Hold on, I'll do this one real quick. Because I think my formic acid is actually leaking. I don't know from where. I can smell it. It's vinegary. I can just smell it. Yeah, I can smell formic acid somewhere. I don't know where exactly, but... Okay, I'm gonna let it go for now. Or maybe it's just me being paranoid. Doesn't matter. The point is, we need to find... Yeah, not datasheet, only library. Find one. So I truly other wrote Westworld, yeah? Oh, that's shit. Did I connected the right pins? Like, if I take out the other screen, where did I put the other screen? Do I still have it out and about, or do I? No, I put it back. Okay. If I take out the other screen, and if I connect it to yellow is ground and clock. Because of course this, why wouldn't it be anything else? Same color for both of them. So we do this. And if we run the same exact command, will we get anything? Because if we will, then that means that actually worked. Curious. It's always reset. Oh, you're right, wrong line. This. It's this line, it is this line, it is this line. Oh, do I need to pass it as... Do I need to pass it as variables? No. Well, that is certainly curious. I think I've connected them incorrectly. Or maybe these two wires aren't connected at all. Well, shit. Yellow's clock. 0, 1, ground. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ground. 6, 7, 8, 9. They're connected again to the correct spot. There we go. That wasn't difficult, was it? Restart. Okay. Yellow is clocking ground again, so let's try it again with yellow being clocking ground. Yellow is going into ground from this, green, there we go, to the ground at this, okay, there we go. Plugged it in again, this time everything is connected, and so now we just need to import everything. I didn't get any errors this. Soft reset again, just in case. Go. Then this. Then this. I don't think this one is necessary, but running dev scan dyno maybe it's part of it. Right, the things are defined. 128, 32. Splendid! It actually works. Same library works for a different display. Oh, that's phenomenal. What are we coding? I am coding a display for text. And now the question remains, however will we display text on it? That's a good question. Is there a dedicated function for printing text, or, because that would be sweet. Okay, I2C is this, and write to OLED.text. Well, that appears to be something I'd be interested in. Right, OLED, write CMD 0xC0. Oh, shit, yeah, right. Simple. Now we can turn it off. Where would the display be mounted? It will be mounted on the side of the mask at the bottom. It will be a debugging display, actually. It won't be an augmented reality kind of display. That's for future. I'm gonna go, my job lady, happy coding. Alright, happy diploma was it? Wasn't it? Okay. Now let's try OLED text. Oh shit. Oh, this is implement text. Okay, so if I do test 0, 0 and show. Oh, holy shit! Why is it mirrored? Why is it mirrored? I'm sorry. Don't mean to be that guy. Why is it mirrored? Labs as well, okay. Let me just quickly get something. One, no, testing SD1. Is that gonna give us an offset? Oh, we need to fill it with, right, yeah, no, that checks out. Forgot to show. Diploma getting day this. Well, have fun then. Why is it mirrored? I'm gonna lose my marbles over this. I am gonna just straight up. It's mirrored. It's backwards. Fill 0. Show to restart it. What happens if I do one right here? What's this? Is that the line? Okay, that would be the line. That's garbage. Damn it. If I go to the library, in its display we have this part of contrast and this show. Right, show makes sense. See. AI. Funny enough, neither of these shows me how they detect actually. Is text part of MicroPython? Oh, that's tricky. How do I unmirror text? Like the, oh, that is really tricky. Out of all the problems that could have happened, the library not working, the screen not working, requiring different library, requiring a completely different system, not being able to run on I2C, the one thing I wasn't expecting to happen was it being mirrored. Damn it. Why would it be mirrored? Or how do I fix it being mirrored? Okay, so the first one is, okay, that makes sense. I mean, that does make sense, Are the characters mirrored? No, they clearly are, yeah. This is so dumb. This is so unbelievably dumb. Oh my goodness. That's such a... Why? Just... Micro Python 0.91 OLED display mirrored text. I cannot be the only person, the first person to get that problem. I'm sorry, that is included by default. What now? Soft reset? I would like to see that, please. Import SSD 1306. Holy shit, what? You are not real. I don't need this. You mean to tell me I don't need this? Yeah, I know all of them are not defined, don't worry. Wait, 32 HSPI. Oh, because you do it with SPI. No, I want I2C. And then just I2C, which in this case would be I didn't even need the library for this. I2C SDA is equal pin and then 8 and SCL is equal pin 9. But this won't work. That's because we need to from machine import I2C and pin. My goodness, this is ridiculous. Display text testing. Oh wait, display show. No, I'm an idiot. I did that wrong. Yeah, it's proper. Cool, yeah. Cheers to that. Right. We don't need this then. Oh no, I'm an idiot because I imported it from its own file. I almost fucked up so severely. Unless it is really included in MicroPython, in which case egg on my face. But okay, the point is we've got text, which is nice. Display fill 0, display show. Splendid, cool, neat, fantastic, first and lovely. Turn it off. Yep. Okay. Now what we'll need to do is we'll need to plan everything. Because what we've got is all of these modules. And all of them I'll need to fit in on the mask, which means we probably should, now that I think about it, we probably should make like our own mock models in SolidWorks of all of them and then try to fit them in. Yeah. It's probably a smart plan. There's so many of them as well. Wiring wise, we could also make a CAD file. Not, I mean, obviously a CAD file, but like the KiCad file for the wiring. That's because we do need to be a bit more careful how we approach this. That's actually a splendid idea. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's design this circuit. We have a whole bunch of components here, so I'm gonna take them all. We've tried each one of them individually on different pins as well, because I'm not an idiot. So we did do all the pins exclusively, just like they should be. And so now, what we're going to do is we're gonna design a schematic. New project. And that's not going to be Boti alpha, only that is going to be circuits, and this is going to be the debug circuit. There we go. So first the schematic. Let's go for it. For the schematic first, we'll need a new element. Ideally, I do remember us having the Raspberry imported already, don't we? RP2040, is this close enough? I think RP2040 and RP2350 are similar enough, although ideally we would prefer Raspberry Pi Pico. Oh, we can just do Pico W. Yeah, this one. How do I import it in now? Oh, I haven't done much in KiCad, but I can figure. I remember all the lessons that Tefta gave me. I can figure this out. I need to place a symbol. I remember that much. I don't remember how to place a symbol though. Okay, now Raspberry Pi Pico, not a W, only Pico. Okay, there we go, there we have it. So this will be a Raspberry Pi Pico, which we'll just have like that. Now, on those pins, pin 0 and pin 1, I'm just leaving there. Pin 2 is the ground, that's convenient. Pin 3 and 4, I don't remember which ones were for you are actually. Which ones did we do? We did 4 and 5. Okay, so in this file, the reason why we did that with software first is because in this file we basically right now have everything, and I mean everything we'll need in order to set it up, set up the schematic. We have all the pins set up separately. So debug LED. Oh, debug button is pin 3. I should actually have 2 debug buttons. Ah, shucks. Oh no, that's the turn on debug button. Yeah, we'll throw the 2 buttons we can add just later on. I feel like button is simple enough. It can be any GPIO. Okay. So what we'll have is, first of all, debug LED. LED. That's pin 2. Going to bed now. Alright, good night, Sebas. Good night, how you doing? It's free. Then next we have pin 6 and 7, because yeah, 4 and 5, those are the UART ones, correct? Yeah, okay, so next we have UART TX, UART RX. Then we have 6, which is TM 1637. Okay. TM 1637. 7. Perfect. And then finally one last thing, which is OLED SDA, that's an 8. And OLED SCL, that's a 9. Perfect. So this is all the pinout we need. Yes. Then schematics. And we need to import all of them in. Now the button is going to be a bit more complex one. I should also double check the wiring we had the button, because I don't know if you remember. I know how many of you were there on the live stream actually, but the button wiring won't be quite as simple as it seems. Simply because we have 3 pins. We have the VCC, the ground, and the signal. However, the signal is always on if you just plug in the button normally. And the reason why it's always on is because we need to get a resistor in between, I think, the signal and ground. I'm fairly certain, but not completely certain, hence why we're gonna just try it, see what happens. So like this, then VCC is yellow. VCC is yellow. Okay. Can you please just function? VCC is yellow. Because it should work without it even... Oh, but the flash is black. Please snap in and stay in there. Swell. Now, let's plug it in. Perfect. Swell. Now, what we need is the signal to try and see if it works. I plugged it again. These games are really flimsy. I could just do it on the breadboard. What am I doing in my life? On the breadboard would be so much easier. That's what I got the pins for. Oh right, but they're all soldered at an angle because I'm an idiot. Oh, can't solder. There we go. Close enough. Add in the button. Swell. Power from this pin right here. It's really easy to bend these. It's really annoying to work with them once they're bent. VC ground out. Okay. Then what we need afterwards is ground, ideally. Do I have any other comically long wires? No. I can get another comically long wire. Perfect. That's the button. Now for the signal. Well, for the signal, we'll need to plug it into which one of the pins? For the signal, it is Third pin, of course. That's still fun. I need another one of the comically long wires. Zero, 1, 2, 3. This one. Now if I just plug it in, and if I run the program, okay. Now to display is found. And now it's just printing once, all the time. Even though the button is off, it's still printing once, which is not what we want. We want it to detect the button. Simple fix, as I mentioned previously, very simple pin fix. A tiny resistor, now you can't really see it, but I'm holding it up. And all we need to do is just connect the ground to the signal. And ideally, we should do is, we get zeros, we get ones, we get zeros, we get ones. Would you look at that? Perfect. I don't know what's happening, but that button lighting up when pressed just makes me smile. It makes me smile as well, because it means it's working. So it is ground between the signal, between the ground and signal, or just the resistor, and that works. Alright, splendid. Unplug it. Shrimple as it could be. That's because right now we just do okay. LED. Simple LED. Like this. Then we take then another one is a button, but what kind of button? That's a good question. We don't actually want a button, we want like a component that's 3-pin header. Are there really no 3-pin? Oh no, there's just 3-pin ones. Pin. We're effectively looking just for 3 pins, and that's it. 3 header pins, that's important. Isn't that more of a switch than a button? Actually, Misty, you see common misconception. When it comes to is that there's more of a switch or a button, that is actually irrelevant. You see. KiPad's 3-pin header. MNXNN. Number of rows pin per row. So 3x1. Well, that'd be nice. Con. Right, I'm an idiot. There we go. Yes. No footprint specified worries me a bit, but that shouldn't be too bad. So we have the LED. Then we have the debug button. Then we'll have the UART, which we'll not have in this case actually. I mean, a 2-pin, yeah, probably should have like a 2-pin connector. Right. Then we have the TM1637, which I'm guessing will be here, 1637. You are joshing me! You don't have a TM1637? That's such a common thing. Do you have an SSD? Oh, that is ridiculous. That is absolutely... I need to add header pin. There's no... Like... Fine, I guess we'll do 4x1, 4x1, 3x1. Yeah. So then we have the TM, which is 4x1. There we go. I guess we need to do this one for the TM. Then OLED will have the exact same footprint. No, I said the exact same. Then we're gonna have a third one that's gonna be for the... Once again, not this one. This one. That's gonna be the microphone and... what are we missing? Are we missing anything? 2 buttons, right. Switch, push. Where's the push thing? Push open. No, yes, actually, yeah. We want 2 of them. Simple. May I rename this to... May I rename this? Perfect. Okay, so these are all of the components we'll have connected to the Pico. Except... Am I forgetting about something? I am. I know I am. I'm just curious where it went in my code. As the buzzer, that's pin 10. Fine. Pin 10 is going to be the buzzer. And then I'm gonna have button or select button 0, select button 1. Okay, and so these are all the things we'll need, except for the buzzer, which I'm also missing. Come on. I need to read what is the exact name of the component. Is it written anywhere? It's not. That is not written anywhere. Buzzer. Yeah, no footprint specified. We'll deal with that. Okay. And then one last. There are so many. One last sheet label thing. That's gonna be mic input. And that is, I think, 28. Okay. There we go, that is all them pins. Right, so first of all, debug LED is simple enough. It will go in. There's one more thing we need, obviously, and that is the... well, 2 more things, because first of all we have VCC. And then GND. Okay. Now, LED will go from LED to ground. That's simple. Then this triple connector is what? Button. Right. So right here in the button we'll have. Oh, fucking hell! What's nasty. VCC ground output. So VCC ground, and then output has to connect. Why is it going down? No, this. There we go. Then, so that's the button. Then next we'll have UART, right? Then next we have the TM, which is in fact clock. DIO. Then what? VCC and ground. Simple. After this, we have the OLED. What is the OLED? OLED is ground VCC clock SDA. Ah, shit. Ground VCC. What was it again? SDA. Cool. Then the buzzer, buzzer will just go straight to ground. Afterwards, the buttons will also just... Wait, should they go to ground? Should they go to VC? I suppose VC, shouldn't they? Yup, and then this connector is the last one is microphone, which is VCC. Ground and mic. Splendid. So there we have it. That is the entire pinout of a Raspberry Pi Pico. I actually added in way more things than I realized initially. Huh, that's curious. Okay, now can we, based on that, just generate the thing? Oh, we won't be able to because we don't have the, not schematics, only whatever they're called. No footprint, right. So we'll need to update all the footprints for all these things. Even the Raspberry. Yeah, in order to generate the PCB, if we want to, we need to first update it. Which would be a bit of a chore. It went TFTAS online on stream, I'm just gonna ask him about that. For now, we don't need to make a PCB for it. All we have to do is this. And we've done it. Speaking of animations, actually finished off in the background, so I should probably keep going with them. Oh yeah, right, I remember. The reason why we switched this off to be dark again is because we want to showcase fluorescence. One, this has to be very ultraviolet, which I suppose this would be a little bit rising, splendid. I am worried a bit about it reflecting, because if it's truly fluorescent, then it shouldn't really reflect the purple color. Can I somehow make a shader that will reflect purple light as a green? That's a good question. Is it doable? I know that there is a way for me to reflect all light as a different color. Or if I was dealing with the lights as shaders, then I could... I can! Wait, what? No, I can't. It's still doing purple. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I can! Oh, that's great. Okay, that's actually really good, because what we can do is we can make just normal light. Oh, that's really good. That's really good. Because right here we can do Ray. What's the name of it? It was Ray. Shit. What's the name? Input. No. Damn it! I know for a fact that there was a thing which allows you to get light path. Right, yes. And then mix color, whatever. There we go. So in this case they're both red, in this case they're both red. Is reflection? No. Is transmission? No. Damn it! Wavelength. Are they both equal length? Why are they both equal? You know what? I'm not gonna even. Ray depth. Yes! Got it! Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Found it. Okay. This is great because right here we can do white, and this we can do bluish green, right? And then if we rotate it, the problem is that it's too, yeah, it's too rough. Not rough enough, I mean. Yeah, this would need to be way rougher. This even, I imagine? No, there's no point in doing it that way. Yeah. What I can do, however, is I can just do it in a way so that it actually just doesn't reflect less than... There we go. Now it just won't reflect in this material, which is also wacky. But wacky in a completely different, new and original way. I don't like the fact that they have absolutely no roughness, because they are basically perfect spheres right now, and that will look a bit odd. Okay, there's those. Oh, so this one is squished in. Ah, whatever. Okay. Now I hope that with the addition of the volume... Ah, shit! Of course not. I was hoping that with the addition of the volume it would be visible. It's not. That's annoying. That's really annoying. I was really kind of banking on that. Can I do 30,000? I need to move it lower down. Yeah, this is the best I can do. I would want to render it too much. I mean, if it hits, okay, if it hits the ground, it is a tad too visible, I would say, for my taste. There we go. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Now one last thing to do. Turn it violet. And then hopefully it won't mess anything up. We can have 40, and this will effectively be just... Actually no, more than 40. Let's do 70. And then at 50, 60, 70, yes. It's gonna be here. Like this, and then it will... This thing will slowly just become green. Glowing green, that's important. Like so. Then... Oh, there's so much going on here that's garbage, honestly. There's so much garbage involved. Delete these keyframes, delete these keyframes, they're not important. Like so. Offset it by 10 frames. Not the world, no, you can stay where you are. There we go. This is the best we're gonna get, because for some reason this one spot right there is just different shape. I say for some reason. It's because I messed it up, obviously. Okay, splendid. Now all we need to do is just turn all the materials into their own respective glowing surfaces. So this one's gonna go from 1, 0. Nope, backwards. From 0 to 1. And then this one is gonna go from 0 to 1. And finally this one. From 0. I still smell formic acid. Do I have it on me or something? This is ridiculous. I can't get the taste of it out of my mouth. It's disgusting. Alright. Water. From my... It's actually not water as well, the asterisk. Because technically you should have a little bit of acid in there, but whatever. Who has time or money for that one, right? Which is... BSDF, 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 BSDF. Principal BSDF. I've really underestimated just how exhausted I am at the moment. Emission 10, 1, green, crucially metallic, roughness. Yeah, I would say this looks kind of proper. This looks kind of proper. We can keep this as white, or even better, we could keep it as violet. This, there we go. Then ethanol gives us copy. Ethanol, formic acid. Formic acid is going to give us orange. Water is going to give us blue, and it's going to be dimmer. And this one's going to be brighter. I don't actually like the way they roll in, so we're going to do it like this. Okay, don't hate that completely, although it still could be better. Right here, we're gonna move this in by 20 as well. Right here, we're gonna move this in by as well, and we're also gonna change it up so that hopefully they glow most on the top, least on the bottom. Should be simple. Texture coordinate, nothing much there. Texture coordinate generated separate into XYZ. Take the Z math, multiply it by the number we want it to blow us. Hold on for a second. What's happening there? Why are you the same? Ah, shit. They're rotated. Okay. Fortunately, Y is a perfect one because I did set them on. It makes sense. I did send them on the plane earlier on. This makes less. Oh no, see, there we go again. I did the same mistake. We could change it up to be probably like a 0.5 now because the wine is gonna dim it out anyway. So now copy this. Go to ethanol. Right here has to be much brighter. So we'll just give it like that nice little effect as if it's actually getting lit up from the top. I think that would be a nice little addition. You can be dimmer. Alright, let's see it. They all start clear. And then they all start glowing. Maybe we don't want it to completely transition, to be fair. You know what, let's, yeah, I feel like that's a good idea. I feel like we should wait with the full transition for this set of colors. I feel like only then we should fully transition. For now, let's just leave it at 9, I'd say. Seems to look reasonable. The problem is I fucked up the shaders, that's the problem. I made the shaders too like perfect, you know? Ideal. In real life, nothing is ideal. The roughness is too much. I could like increase it a bit. Wait, why can I only see that one? Shit. Darken them up as well. I hope this won't be too bad. It might be quite shitty, but you know what they say. Because I sure don't. Okay, sweet. Now we could design this right now. Let me think. My original idea, let me think about my original idea. My original idea was to take this. This is like a customizable PCB thingy stuff, which is basically when you don't want to wait for a PCB to get delivered, a custom-made PCB to get delivered, you just deal with this. And I like this a lot. I've used this a lot. It's not ideal, it's not recommended, but they do work. So my original plan was quite simple, just to put all of the components we want right here. I feel like, imagine if I just plan it out a bit, they should all fit, at least somewhat properly. 7-segment display, microphone could go flat, like this sort of thing. And then just add on all of these components that we do have, which isn't too many of them. They can all easily fit. And then once I'm done, just connect all the cabling. I am now a bit torn. This would require a bit more planning than it seems. The best way to go about this is not the quickest way to go about this. Because the best way to go about this would be for me to actually create all of the models of all of these components and then try to fit them all in together in SolidWorks and see how they land. And only then I could make an actual judgment of when where they should go. And once we have that placement all sorted out, sorry about that, there's someone driving inside my window. Once we have that placement sorted out, then we could actually build it. If we build it prematurely, then I'm gonna have to disassemble, reassemble everything. And speaking of that, actually, let me just really quickly go and check up on the chemicals I have boiling. They are really not fluorescent. I can absolutely feel the formic acid in the air. Like, you don't really smell it. You sense it in your nostrils. You feel the burn. Oh my goodness, that's foul. One thing which greatly upsets me is just how much smaller the panels on this side are in comparison to panels on this side. This big panel right here, I don't actually know what I'm gonna put there. But what's really, really annoying is that this panel would be perfect to house this. Okay? Look at it. On the Raspberry Pi Pico side, right? This is clearly too small of a panel. It reaches from side to side. On the opposite side, however, we have a lot of space. Got a lot of space. We can fit in a custom PCB easily. See, it even falls through, it's massive. However, the trouble there is that in order for me to mount this PCB right here, I would need the cabling to go throughout the entire mask back to the Pico, because remember, Pico is the thing that's actually... Unless I move the Pico down. But then I would need to go through this. Huh. Unless I move the Pico down. To be fair, the UART would have to go throughout the entire thing then, which would be fairly annoying. It wouldn't be too terrible. Because then I could actually, on the bottom, I could actually take these jumper cables and I could actually attach them like this. And use the jumper cables to go from the Pico to the thing on the other side. Which would make the process of developing it much, much easier. That's actually quite clever. You know what? That's actually quite clever. I don't... I'd hold it under like under Pico, but bigger to smaller rather than smaller to bigger. I don't quite understand what you mean. A holder like under Pico, so like this holder, right? But bigger to smaller rather than smaller to bigger. You mean this except it going outwards? Because the problem is I don't really have space for that, because that's like inside of the thing. I would need it to go outside and then it would need to expand, which, to be on all fairness, that might be actually the move as well. That would make it easier as well, yeah. I have the same problem with the Zero. As you can see, it's actually covering up the holes a bit, so I could have it go outside. Let's try it. I can just simply open the part and just make these bigger. So set them up to be like a 10. And let's see how it looks. Okay, splendid. Now it goes firmly outside. And the question is, where do I move the Zero? I can move the Zero to be a bit at an angle, I suppose. And if I move it a bit at an angle, then it should fit. Yeah. We would need to change up the look of the support so slightly if we want it to be an angle. Because right here, How to set it up for an angle in a clever way? Great question. Let me switch up to this look. Set it up for an angle in a clever way. I'm sorry, I just got sidetracked real quickly, but basically, I should do it for line somehow. If I start a line going in the middle, and then a line going right here, and then I set up another line, like this, and then if I set both of them to be for construction and equal, and then if I freeze this line, there we go. Then if I remove those from being horizontal, and if I keep this and this on the same line, there we go, for construction. However, we don't want it to be vertical. Let me just delete this. Okay, we don't want this to be vertical either. So let's delete all of those. These should be equal, that's correct. These two should be parallel. Parallel and equal. These two should be parallel and equal. And then they need to lie on these lines, basically. So the midpoint, this line, and come on, give me the midpoint. There we go. This midpoint. They all need to. Oh, they already are. So this point and this line. There we go. This point and this line. There we go. Give me the midpoint. Getting the midpoints is such a pain in SolidWorks. Give me. I think that's the point selected, no clue. Oh my goodness, give me the thing. I just need to hover over it until it appears. And then it disappears right away. What's up with that? I think I have the points. I haven't got a clue if I got the point selected. Make it. Do you find it interesting we can no longer see Milky Way at night? What do you mean no longer? What do you mean we can no longer see Milky Way at night? What? You absolutely can. Who's stopping you? Unless you live in a big city, I suppose. But if you live in a big city, then you probably weren't able to see Milky Way for a while. I think that's it. Can I rotate this now? No, because obviously this thing deleted. Be the midpoint. This is such a pain in the ass. Midpoint. Okay, so that was the thing. Right. But when you look out at night, you can see me alone. Now, due to light pollution, we can't. That depends where you live. That's not much of a time issue. It's not like no longer. It's not like we can't see the Milky Way anymore. It's just that if you live in a big city, you can't see it. really hope this worked. No, it didn't. Oh yeah, I suppose one side would work. I'm an idiot. Okay, there we go. Now we can rotate it however we want. So I'm gonna rotate it. Ah, it's a pickle. I can't just do it this, because that would look ridiculous. I need this. However, it won't be great. Oh damn it. Oh damn it. Unless we do it in a way so that this point and this point are horizontal. Wait, I can move this entire thing? Why can't I move this thing? No. Let's keep the distance from this to this. Is it changing? Okay, yeah, it is. Fraction and equal. There we go. That doesn't move. Does this move? This doesn't move for some reason. I'll take it though. Horizontal. Perfect! Yes! Yes! These we can move because that they don't matter. They are only that certain to be equal. There we have it. That is, I think, exactly 45 degrees. I am getting an error. It does not intersect the model. Yeah, it doesn't intersect the model, that is true, but we're gonna fix that now. And we're gonna fix that easily by going in here and adding what? Well, we're gonna add a rectangle. Then distance from this down and distance from this up will be both a for construction equality, like this. Then right here, this size will be at 6, I think. 5 should be fine. Right, then we can trim this because that's no longer needed. I might have broken some kind of important for construction thing. Can I just like, I can select this to be for construction, can't I? Can I like divide it? Because that would be really convenient. Delete this line, that's not necessary. Because now I need to add 2 extra lines. And that are overlapping with the for construction line, and I'm not comfortable with that, I don't like it. And now we need to do the same thing on the other side. Yeah. That's what upsets me ever so slightly. I don't like the solution. For that precise reason. But oh well happens. Also, I just realized that the size of it should probably be important. Let's say it to be a 6. Why not? So it will be a bit of a rectangle. We can improve this side though. We can make it ever slightly better. Because on the other side, we will have everything defined already. Which means that this line, and this line, they can all be equal. This line and this line can be equal. And that should really define that we shouldn't be able to move these. There we go. We can still push. Oh my goodness, they are. Oh, that is lovely actually. That is actually lovely. Okay, never mind. I'll take that. Yes. Perfect. Then the only thing we need is the offshoot from this side. How are we gonna do that? In a visually pleasing way. Well, ideally, we'd like to set up a circle right there. Can I copy them? And just paste them in the exact spots. No, it pastes them in an idiotic way. If I copy everything, it's gonna... shucks. Shucks. Because ideally I'd like to copy them, I like to fix them in place, and then build the entire extension around them. This is a fair bit tricky. I could just measure it out as well. Not too terrible of an idea. So basically smart dimension from this point to this point. Leave this dimension driving, whatever. The distances should be the same, I think. So that shouldn't matter. Alright. We go in right here. .38 029 178. Splendid, and then we copy that number for the other side. Exhausted, and then you have to stop and find out what. Okay, splendid. Now this. I'm exhausted. You have to stop and question what they wanted. Okay. I could have calculated out of. They are. I just realized the holes aren't showing up with these, which worries me ever so slightly. It's not a great sign, but I'm gonna keep going for now to see how it goes. Yeah, it's a really bad sign when these holes don't show up. Okay. Why? Oh, that is a really bad sign. Is it because it's like not connected? Is that the reason? Okay, there we go. Then we're gonna take these and this, set them to be equal. We can change their size now. Sweet. Then I suppose a line between this and this, and then I think this. Now where are we gonna set the next one? That's simple. We're just gonna leave it like this. There we go. And then this line will be parallel to this line. This point and this point will meet. This will go. This one will be fixed for now. I'm gonna move this back. Oh, that's not what I meant at all. Alright, let's fix this one as well, temporarily. Item is unsolvable. Why? There we go. Overdefined? What do you mean overdefined? What is overdefined? Unfix. Oh my goodness, why? Why so many errors all of a sudden? Oh, it wasn't overdefined because of that. Yeah, that's overdefined, leave it be. It's fine, I know it's overdefined. That's the whole point temporarily. Because now we can go on, we can trim this, trim this, trim this, and this. Right. Now we can delete the fix, and there we have it. It wasn't that easy. Also, that fixed our underlying problem, which I'm also thankful. Now we can go in here, we can fix this side, like so, and then do the exact same thing, which means right here we set it up in parallel. Nope. Why does it have a problem of overdefined? Well, if you over-define it, then it's possible that you could have contradictory measurements. So, you know, if you have a cube and you set it... Basically, SolidWorks is smart, right? All of these green squares you see are the constraints I've placed on it myself. So, for example, right here I said that this line has to be vertical, that this line has to be parallel to another line, which I'm guessing be the line on the other side. Right here I set up like mirrors, so they all have to be mirrors of each other. Right here I've said that these two lines have to be of equal length, and such and such and such. And what SolidWorks basically does is it calculates what kind of geometry position fits all of these constraints. If you over-define something, however, then it might be possible that your definitions will conflict, and that will really mess something up, because it will basically lead to geometry that's impossible. Let's set this to be constant. There we go. So for example, right now I can move this around, and you can see that the entire rest of geometry moves accordingly to the constraints I've placed on it. So I just said that this point and this line have to be, you know, this point has to be on this line effectively, and if I move this line, then that point stays there. That's basically like parametric modeling. I'm gonna fix it for now though, in place. So now we won't be able to move it. There we go. And we'll use the trim to trim all of the unnecessary bits again. Ah, that just hit me. This one has to be... Can I set these two to be parallel, by the way? Lovely. Okay. Fix for construction, parallel, fix, unfix, delete. Oh no, what's the problem? Okay, so we got an error. What is the error? I'm guessing usually the error is some piece of geometry. It's left somewhere. Or maybe I left this overfixed. There we go. Oh, that was the issue. Okay. Splendid! It looks wacky. It looks wacky. It does look quite wacky. But if we get back to the mask, then some mates might break. Never mind. It figured it out. Oh, for a second I thought it would intersect. No, it's good. Okay. Okay, it's good. It's fine. They don't. This SD card might have a bit of a pickle being squished in by an M3 screw. And when I say a bit of a pickle, I mean... Well, I mean, it might not have... It might be fine. Might be fine is not a great way to go about this, but that's kind of, I think, what we get. Yeah, no, it's gonna... Still intersecting. Damn it! Damn it! It's still intersecting with the thing. Right. Damn it. Ah. I didn't fix anything. How else can I do this? How else can I do this? Why did I see it right here? Obviously it's gonna go a bit out and oh shit. That's like the most optimal placement, isn't it? Maybe it's not. I will need to move the cylinders, but hopefully with my current setup they should be fairly easy to. I should have this way. This is the most optimal placement. Yes. Right. Which means this one will need to move up. This one will need to move down. I think. $16.5. What's the distance right here? Something wacky, something wacky. Okay, what happens if I measure it this way though? Not the angle, that's actually not what I meant. Okay. Let's leave it there, and let's... Oh wait, I already forgot the measurement. It was 16.5, wasn't it? So, edit the sketch, I'm asking. Right here, we're gonna delete these ones. And instead we'll just leave one, like this. And we'll leave one like this. Both of these will be for construction. Both of these will be equal, and they will both be 16.5 by 13.5. Alright, what seems to be the problem? You are an idiot, is what you are. Okay, right. Oh my goodness. 13.4. Oh, because you didn't keep this. This and this equal. There we go. Cancel. What is the problem this time? What is the problem this time? Hi Thar! Hi! Hi Buff! Welcome. What are your problems? What's happening? Are you over-defined from this action? Previously you weren't. It's because of this. This right here. It goes 13. This is frozen in place as well. Well, that's your issue right here. This constraint. That's what's causing all the problems. There we go. That should be fine. It is fine. I am so smart and clever. 13.5. If we exit, we get this. Perfect. Can't say for long, but I was having charity checkup withdrawals. I get it. I have that too sometimes. Now if we measure out the distances again, we should get... It should all update seamlessly, I hope. The angle is fixed, but I'll deal with that, it's fine. So now if I go in right here, if I'm smart about this, and if I just do it this way, delete these two, set these two for construction. Set up. Oh, they have to be on the corner. I'm such an idiot again. They have to be on the corner. My PC is so lagging from this. They have to be on the corner, obviously. Right. This is going to be horizontal, and then this is going to be of equal length, and this is also going to be not parallel, only, well, parallel might as well, but what I specifically meant there is of equal length. Right, and then this will be, I think this is the first one measured out, I'm pretty certain, 82, 35, 29, 41. I don't think that's the right one. Yup. Shit. Okay. Oh, what's your problem? How did you even end up here? Unwind. There we go. Point to... Nope, not this. Point to points. Set point to points. Swell. Build and save. You. And then editing this should snap everything in place. Although the fact that on the other side it wrapped itself around like that worries me a bit, because that's usually a pretty good sign that geometry is fucked up in a way. Okay. Right. Can I get the arc length? Oh, nope. Not you. You. Take the arc length. They are both equal, so... Doesn't edit them in the same way though, which worries me, because they might be asymmetric for that precise reason. Shouldn't these two be parallel? Would this help? Is it this line and this tangent? No idea what I need to edit now to know that to actually move these. Doesn't matter. This is the best we can get, and I'm still worried that it might intersect. It is the best I can hope for. It might intersect with many things at this point. It's entirely covering the screw. Shit! I mean, we can just mount it with 2 screws. We can. It's also quite ugly at the moment with it going cross. I mean, it looks like it's falling off. I kind of like that actually. It looks so shite. I genuinely like it. Right here we actually have some space for a camera if we wanted to. It can nicely go around inside and then out there, yeah. It does look so shite, I love it. It's a bit of a shame we couldn't fit it in. Although, no, it's even worse now. Why is it even worse? This should be like the perfect placement. What sucks is that we need supports on this side, and then if we had supports on the other side as well. Could I so much? No, that's difficult. That's a bit of a tough one. Yeah. Unless we print just cylinders. If we print just cylinders. If we print just cylinders to hold it up, then we can just hide the screws underneath it. In that way, actually, what we did wouldn't be completely pointless, because this would give us space for cylinders. Yeah. I don't hate it, then. That wouldn't be the most idiotic. Screws on the sides. But that would mean I need to remake the skeleton, which is the entire thing I'm trying to avoid. Okay. This one solved. Right here, we are just going to have the entire PCB go far out, I suppose. I think that's all we're gonna have. Have it go far enough out until, well, until, yeah, it won't be a problem. Because the height there should be enough-ish for the PCB. Almost. Yeah, that's fine with me. Almost good enough. Okay. It looks silly and I'm leaving it because it looks silly. Okay. Okay. What now? Well, now I would need to... shucks. Right now I need to make the circuits. I'm really feeling exhausted at the moment, so I might leave that for tomorrow. That is something we might do tomorrow. That was 2 hours! My goodness, I just had a silly live stream because I was feeling like it. I wasn't expecting it to actually last any reasonable amount of time. I'm gonna go really quickly check up on the fluorescence and see how it goes. It is dark brown, which could be good. If I add more formic acid, then it could maybe get red. But it's gonna be more couple more hours of boiling, so I feel like I'll leave this live stream here. I am really, I don't want to say really close to finishing a video, but I am really close to finishing all the projects for the video. And from then, it's just a matter of animations and editing. So, I'm gonna leave it here. Either tomorrow or in 2 days or in 3 days. If I keep going like I'm going, the video is gonna be out. And I really hope you enjoy that one, because it's gonna be pretty fun, in my opinion. It's a lot of fun projects. And for now, I suppose that'll be it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.